Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zahra Mahdavi, the announcer of today's program. It's my pleasure to welcome all present here, respected teachers, students, and guests. I hope all of you are doing well. As all you know, today we have a seminar which is about effective decision making. The seminar is going to be conducted by Professor Abdul Ghafoor Safa, who worked at international and national organizations and wrote books. Welcome, sir. And I'm sincerely invite him to come here and deliver his speech. Please clap for her.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to address such a distinguished audience. Today, I am going to speak short and concisely because we have a Q&A session at the end of my talk. If you want to ask any question, please take note, and we will be very happy to answer them, and also we will discuss that in an open discussion. As you know, today I'm going to speak about effective decision making. Decision making is very important because the quality of our life and destiny is dependent to our decision. What we currently are is dependent on our past decision. It is the accumulator of our past decision. What we choose today directly connected and impact our future. So then we also should know and should understand that no decision making in itself is a decision. Making no decision still is a decision. It means if we are not taking a decision, some other one will take a decision for us. In this time, in this moment, we will throw out a greatest our power. So today I will provide some idea about how to take an effective decision making for those people who are struggling to take a decision, and also for those people who are living in uncertainty, and also for those people who are working with problems. So I would thought that it would be very helpful if I share a roadmap of today's topic. In today's topic, I will focus in these three sections. The first section is about decision making, what is decision making, how we deal and take an effective decision. The second, we will focus and I will explain what is impact of decision in our life. In third section, I will address some tools and techniques that help us to take an effective decision for our life and also for our work. So what is decision making? Decision making is the act of choosing between two course of action. In a wider issue, in a problem solving, it is the selection of the solution for a problem. This could be a decision making. Most of people are telling that decision making is hard, but unfortunately every day we are facing with decision making. Every day, every moment we are taking a decision. And this decision makings exactly affect that we will be landed in the future. So decision making have many different type, have many different impact in different situation for the different peoples. So what I can say today, we can divide the decision making in four main and general group, which is good decision making, bad decision making, small decision making, and big decision making. And also there is some other classification of decision making: program decision making, non-program decision making, individual decision making, organizational decision making, group decision making, policy decision making. There are many different type of decision making. What I want to concentrate and speak today is mostly about personal decision making, which is in both level. It is on individual and also can be in an organizational level, in both. It means I will share some idea that can help us to take a decision in personal life and in professional life. So the process of decision making, now we know what's the process. Process is a multiple task that which is needed to do to reach in our goals. So the process is also different. Some author writing the classification of the process of decision making is depend on the nature of problems and the nature of decision. Which type of decision we have, then we will explain that which kind of the process we can apply for this decision. Okay? Some people are telling that first identify the problems, then classify this, break it down, and also give the alternative, find the options where and you can apply this. It is completely different. If we have time, we will discuss this later on the effective decision making section. What I can tell you in this two major, most of the time, most of peoples are taking decision based on two things. One is intuition and another is reasoning. What is intuition? Intuition is a gut feeling. Intuition is a personal experience. Intuition is what we think that this solution will be fit for this problem. What is the reasoning for decision making? Reasoning decision making, most of the time it's applied in organizational level, because we take a decision based on the evidence, based on the documents that we have. Just we are thinking on the time, on that moment, on that evidence. If we have any type of evidence, of course we will analyze and paralyze the data. It is necessary. There is multiple type of decision making. As I mentioned, some people are taking decision based on information. They are seeking information. Some other peoples are taking decision by taking advice from the peoples, from the people. Take the opinions of other peoples. But some other peoples are having the list of choice and just by pinning on the list, just select one of them. And also there is another type of decision making, someone tossing the coin. or flipping the coin. It's also a type of decision making. It depends on the nature of decision making. The small decision is like what we have for lunch, for example, what should we wear, where should we go, which friend we should go with, which friend we are selecting for ourselves. All of them are the small decision. But the big decision is big bad decision. We have big bad decision and big good decision. So what's big bad decision? It means that we are selecting a bad career. Or for example, we are robbing a bank. We are killing someone. Do you understand? We are lying sometime. So this is a big bad decision. It is effect on our life directly. Maybe some type of this decision change our life in overnight. But also we have some big decision which is rarely happen. Big good decision is for example, we are selecting a career, we are selecting who to marry, and also the same like where we should study, where we should living. Also selecting to immigrant from one country to another country, it is also a big decision. God forbid, if we are not taking information, we are not seeking information, we will lose a lot of things. So I will tell you that which type of decision we should take. Sometimes we are in a tough decision. What should we do on that time? Most of people are recommending that you should seeking an information. But imagine that you are a doctor and you are a surgeon. During the surgery, during this operation, you are facing to some problems. So what will you do on that time? You are thinking, so let me think which professor, which doctor, what was his name, he told in 1999 that this procedure will work for this type of problems. No, we don't have time to do this, because on that time we cannot seeking an information. In this time, the only things that we can do is that we will take good enough decision. What's good enough? Good enough decision is think that you are thinking that all experience which I have, all this information will work in this problem. On that time we will take a decision. And also some other people are telling us that you should have an option. When we are taking a decision or want to solve a problems, we should list a different option. This is plan A, plan B, C, D. Maybe many time we can select as many time or we have many option for this, many alternative. But what the psychologists recommended this, they recommend that most of the time when we are selecting a plan B, it's waste of time, because we spend a lot of time to working on plan B. Why we are not focused on plan A? Why we are not put all that time on plan A? Because still we are will work hard that plan A will work. Let me tell you a story. 2000 years ago, a Roman emperor, Julia Castel, I think his name was Julia Castel, he want to attack in Iceland, want to conquer an island of Britain. On that time, he moved with a lot of soldiers. All this type of decision making. So what I recommend for you today The only things that I recommend is this. It depends on the type of work, the nature of decision, and also it depends on the situation that we are. So let me recommend some tools and techniques. Some people says that we have 7 steps for decision making. The first step is identify the decision. The second is gather relevant information, identify alternative, write evidence, choose among alternative, take action, and review the decision and consequences. So all of them maybe will not be applied for your decision. One shoes is it is fit in my foot, it will not be fit on others. It depends on the situation that we are. And also we have another tips for decision making, especially on personal level. We have this, that don't let stress get the better of you. Most of the time the people cannot take a good decision. Why? Because they have put a lot of pressure on self. They have fear of the future. Maybe I will take the wrong decision. In this situation we cannot take a perfect decision. The second, which is recommended, give yourself some time. Most of the time, if it is possible and if you have time, it's better to postpone the decision making, because maybe we will analyze and paralyze the data and we will find the best solution. Most of the time we are finding a best solution when we are seeking some information. Write the pros and cons. There are some other type of decision making that people are taking by wood. In a decision, some people, especially the delegates in parliament, they are taking decision by wood. How many people are give wood for this decision? In this type, we are writing the pros and the cons, and how many people are agree with us and how many people are disagree with our decision. The fourth step is thinking about goal and value. Most of the times when we are taking a decision, it should be on the way of our goals. It should be on the directly related to our goals, what we have and what is our value. Sometimes our value is, most of the time our value is different. Maybe something is important for another one that's not important for you. All of this is the way of decision that we can take. Consider all possibility. Of course we are seeking some possibility. Take out. Most of the time if you cannot take a perfect decision, it would be better to leave it. But unfortunately, still it is a decision. So another things which I can recommend it for you, always have a quick calculation where your decision leading you. Most of the times it's needed that we should think about the outcome of our decision. What is the outcome of our decision? What will be the outcome of our decision? It also can help us to take a perfect and proper decision. So, what can prevent effective decision? Most of the time when we are confusing and cannot take a perfect decision, it is because we don't have too much information. And sometimes when we cannot take a decision, it is too much information, too much idea. If we have too much idea, still we cannot take a decision. Another problems is for group decision making is that we, if there is many people, too much people, also we cannot take a decision. I don't want to speak more than this and take your time. It would be much better to have a QA session and open discussion regarding this decision making, because it is a very important and a very big and huge titles. When we have QA and open discussion, it means that we are looking from different angle, from different point of view in this subject. So thank you so much. We will start our QA session. Thank you so much.
Enough decision and effective plan. So what is the difference between effective plan and good enough decision?
So when we are thinking that to take an effective decision, it is that we are searching and finding the best way. The time that we are, the tough time, it means during the surgery, if we face to some problem, on that time we cannot seeking information. We don't have time. But in these times, it would be much better to focus on our own information, to focus, think that my information is enough for these problems, and you apply this. It is also one of the way of creativity. Also, you are creating some new way for this problem, because most of the time the people, when dealing with the problem, when facing with the problem, they have just two options. One option is there is an existing models that we are using the existing model for ourselves. That because where we can find the existing model, because this problem also happened for others peoples, and there is an existing solution. But sometimes there is no solution because this problem is new. New problems need some new solution. One thing I would like to mention for all of you, in this world there are many type of work that we cannot reach them by just reading. For example, if someone want to be an athletic, if he read 100 books, he will not be athletic. He reading 10 books that his arms become big, but it will not become big. Why? Because it's need to go in the gym and doing practically exercising this. On that time, you will be athletic. Most of the people are trying to become a good footballist. Most of you are now watching the World Cup. Become a good footballist. It's not coming by reading. It's not coming by information. It needs to go on the ground and play every day, every time, that you will be a great player.
And sometimes that's a negative point that comes in our mind that destroys our decisions. How to fight with this negative point, that's negative thinking that's come on our mind that will be happening in the past. How to we control this?
The first things that we should find that what is the source of this negative signals or ideas that is coming. Maybe the source of this negative point will be searching too much negative point, you selecting negative friend. There is many different ways that negative are coming to us, attack to us. Maybe by friend, by social media, by maybe by news. So what is good habit, bad habit? Good habit, instead of the different is here. If when we are selecting good, we telling that we have good habit, we are reading a lot instead of watching TV. Then we directly, step by step, after a while you will see that you automatically become a positive man, not a negative.
Hi everyone, thanks for giving me a chance to ask my question. My question is, sir, this what is the suggestion for your suggestion is for those they afraid of making decisions?
We are every day we are taking a decision, and this daily routine decision is become our habit. When we have a good habit, then we will take a good decision. When we have a bad habit, we are drink every day, we are smoking, we are watching news. In this time, we become confused and cannot take an effective decision because we are not following the rules. There is a rules in this nature, but we should follow the rule of this planet, the rule of living. That is why we can take an effective decision. If we cannot find the source, we cannot fight with that negative points.
We have two kind of decision: intuition decision and reason decision. But you didn't mention which one is effective more and in which one a person must rely more. Which one is most effective in a personal decision? Intuition decision or reason decision?
Intuition decision is related to personal decision most of the time, but reasoning decision is depending on organizational decision, because intuition decision making is a gut feeling. As I said, it is coming by our past experience, coming by our knowledge. But reasoning decision need a document, need a proof, need evidence. That's the difference. And most of the time, for example, those people who are evaluating our case, that we are eligible or not, they are just taking decision based on evidence that we provide them. That is the difference. And there is sometimes that we can use both of them, intuition and the same time. It is depend on the nature of a decision.
Publish my book.
Yeah.
Then I decided, I made a plan for that. After making plan, I limited the time, I worked hard, and finally I succeeded to publish my book, and it was published, and I was very happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's very good experience. Anyone else?
Decision we have made, but it depends on the feedback or the income. We thought that this way we may earn a lot of money, but the outcome or the result was not as we pretended that it will happen. So we made for earning a lot of money, but we couldn't.
So what was that decision?
Buying a car, sir. It was really so much costly. One day I crashed with other. That day I cost too many.
For my situation, it was a little big, but about all of them, alhamdulillah, I'm very happy. And I think if I didn't make that decision, of course, it would be one of my regression. It was very nice.
We should answer and share our experience. If you are not sharing your experience and thought here, when you and where you will be share your experience. If not your classmate, if not your teacher, who will be that person that you are going to share your experience with? It is also a type of taking and learning. We are all at the process of learning now. Okay, you can share your experience if you want. It's not a compulsory.